Welcome to this June 19th edition of What's Happening in Crypto with CryptoLark, broadcasting to you from New Zealand and bringing you all of the latest. Bitcoin, $6,744, up around 3% in the last 24 hours. The big mover this week is Binance Coin, up 13.3% in the last 7 days. Largely linked, of course, to the fact that there is a community coin vote happening over on Binance, and they've actually introduced new rules where your vote metric increases based on the number of Binance coin you hold in your account. Very clever, Binance. On to our first big story of the day. BIS report critiques blockchain and distributed ledger technology, claiming blockchain will halt the internet. Of course, this is a rather bellicose claim, saying that blockchain is going to bring the internet down. They love to get these scare stories out there, don't they? Citing hard forks, mining concentration, the proliferation of new cryptocurrencies, volatile markets, scalability issues. They say, however sophisticated decentralized technology of cryptocurrencies may be, it is no substitute for good old solid institutional backing of money. Yay, institutions! These guys, they never stop, do they? Every day seems to be a new article about how the big banks are trying to scare people into staying away from cryptocurrencies, because remember, you need to trust the big banks. The big banks never do anything against your interest, and they wouldn't do anything to screw their customers over. Oh, here's a story about JP Morgan fined $65 million for manipulating US dollar benchmark. Because of course they did. It's what they do. It is their business model. Big banks, their business model is fraud. Their business model is screwing over their customers. That's how they make money, guys. George Friedman. Blockchain will be obsolete. Interesting. Of course, respected geopolitical analyst coming out saying that blockchain technologies will eventually become obsolete. Now, I don't totally disagree with him here. The actual blockchain technology that we're using today will be improved upon. We will see new iterations of distributed ledger technology that'll be more efficient, more energy saving, and on goes the list as technology develops. That's a given. So perhaps the current iteration of what we understand to be blockchain technology will grow into something different. It's inevitable. Technology always changes. In fact, the only constant in life is change, my friends. Apparently, Russia did not get the memo about the danger of cryptocurrencies bringing down the internet and society as we know it. Russia's largest banks are piloting Bitcoin and crypto portfolios. Now, this is Cyberbank, which is the state-owned bank, and also Alpha Bank, which is the largest private bank in the nation. They're going to be working with exchanges like Kraken and Bitstamp, offering a special fund with the 6 most popular cryptocurrencies. Nice. I think that'll be a popular offering for people, especially if it's made easy for people to get. If anyone can walk into a Cyberbank branch and put some money onto a crypto fund like that, could be really, really big in providing access to regular people to be able to invest in it. And this is kind of what I've always thought with Russia and their legislations and all this. I just feel like the banks want to be in control of that. And look, I don't like the fact that the banks are going to be in control of it or be the arbiters of this, but at the same time, if they can be introducing Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to people, I think that's a positive thing in the long run. Village ICO. Yes, a small village in Japan is launching a municipal ICO. Now, the village, the Nishi-Awakura village, will be launching the Nishi-Awakura coin giving certain governance rights to people who hold that coin. Previously, they resisted being incorporated into a larger city, saying we want to maintain our independence. Of course, I do worry, though. What if these NAC coins actually get bought up by a larger village in order to influence the voting within the town? Be interesting to see how it happens. Although we do see a large trend of cities, villages looking to reinvigorate their economies and re-empower themselves via decentralized digital currencies. We see over in Naples, for example, a Naples City ICO. Is this a solution to the Italian banking crisis? A working group has been established to harness blockchain technology in various areas of commerce, including the generation, distribution, and use of a new cryptocurrency, ICO, linked to the city's economy. There has actually been quite an explosion of regional or town-based alternative currencies globally, as very small regions that they find that if they're linked to the national currency, it actually stifles the local economy. To see Naples going with a digital variety of that concept is quite compelling. Speaking of such stories, Bancor launches community token network to combat poverty in Kenya. And this is, of course, exactly what we're talking about. If you give people these tools to have their local village currency, which is easily convertible to the main country currency, it can really help to invigorate these small local economies where you can have this peer-to-peer trading based on a monetary value, which is, of course, the essential idea behind money. But if it's actually hard for you to get the national currency, well, then you're bartering your potatoes for your neighbor's chili peppers. And yeah, that's great. You can take the currency right out of it. But when you start to go down to the local market, you've got lots of chili peppers to sell. Well, no one's got any money to buy them. And you can only eat so many potatoes, which is, of course, the great concept behind money is that it is a non-perishable store of value. So this is actually very compelling for these small communities to be able to break out of the mold a little bit and to get their economies kickstarted again. The guys over at Hacken have released their CER, this is the crypto exchange ranking. Now they've got lots of different things here. The scoring dashboard will give you the main idea. Currently, BitHum is ranking in at number 1. This does change rather quickly, though. You can see the public opinion. KuCoin is actually the one with the highest public opinion, which is quite interesting. And you can also see we've got liquidity over here as well, so you can check in and see how liquid any given exchange is. It's a lot of data here to interpret. I'll be really interested to see when we get the arbitrage up and working. This will make it really easy for you to come in and just look and say, okay, here's the major exchanges. Bitfinex has Ethereum at $500. Bitstamp's got it at $520. Let's buy some and do that arbitrage opportunity real quick. World's first crypto sculpture unveiled in London. Well, I'm not actually sure this is the world's first crypto sculpture. I think there's been quite a few other ones, but nevertheless, perhaps this is the first one unveiled in London. This is a sculpture with a baby reading a tablet inside of a woman's womb. Interesting. The artist says, I am passionate about cryptocurrency and blockchain, and the way I see it, the baby in the statue represents a generation being born into a world where blockchain is normal and useful for all. I definitely dig the intention behind this without a doubt. Nevertheless, curious art. The ex-Denver Post journalists and editors launch a new blockchain-powered Colorado news outlet. Now, they are doing this in partnership with the consensus-backed blockchain startup, the Civil Media Company. Overall, the Civil Media Company wants to re-empower small-town publications. Now, I don't know if you guys know about what's happened with media largely globally, but the United States is a great case study. It's quite a similar situation here in Australia, New Zealand, and over in the UK as well. But what happened is large media organizations grew up. They bought out all the little guys They just closed down some of those local newspapers, but also they just incorporated them and started giving the stories from a centralized place. And so you really had this situation where there wasn't a lot of investigative journalism happening. And that's currently happening. There's not a lot of investigative journalism happening. There's not a lot of free or local media. And so they want to re-empower all these people. They want to have 1,000 different publications open up in the US by the end of the year. Very noble goal, without a doubt. And speaking of press freedom, Freedom of Press Foundation now accepts donation in 5 different cryptocurrencies. So if you believe in freedom of the press, feel free to send a few bucks over their way. Thanks so much for watching the video. Let me know what you think about any of today's news stories in the comment section down below. Thumbs up the video. Join the conversation over on Twitter, where I share further insights into the crypto space. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.